just front to back, that record I think is their best work. So that would be my opinion the best record. And Organics and Do You Want More? It's like those are probably my two favorite. But if I had to choose one, I would say Do You Want More.
Well, yeah, I mean it's really tough when you talk about the Roots because they're so airtight with their albums.
It's tough.
They really go in like they don't really have a weak album. But for me, I put favorite / best. So I think that their best, I think them at their apex to me was Phonology. I felt like after that, I felt like the group kind of felt a little different.
Yeah.
And not to say that they got worse or anything, but the feeling was a little different. And I think Phonology was like them at their apex. And that album to me is just a masterpiece. Some people don't like that album. Some people love that album. It got the flack because they did the Cody Chestnut track with a little bit of rock influence, but like who cares? You know what I mean? Like they're a band.
They're a band. Like, I respect nothing less from a band.
Right. You can't just hold them into hip hop standards. Like
they're a band.
Let them do whatever they do, as long as they keep it funky. And I would say as far as my favorite album, probably I would go with Things Fall Apart / Do You Want More / Illinois.
The first 5 albums.
those first 5 albums, man, are like the first five chapters in the Bible, man.
Yeah, man.
Like you really can't go wrong.
You can't.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I'm gonna leave that on either Armand or Steve, man. Y'all got the tough question there.
Man, this is tough. I'm going to say their best album to me is I'm gonna say Things Fall Apart. See, I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna say their best album and my favorite album is going to be Illidale Half-Life. I think to me, because they had such a pure and awesome first album, the fact that they came back with the second album and stepped it up a notch, I think that kind of put them. Because when you think about it, like how many artists back then put out a first album that was great, then the second album took it up a notch? Not a lot. So I think.
So you consider Organics the first album?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Organics the first album. Do You Want More second, Illidale Half-Life third. So I'm gonna say Illidale Half-Life is my favorite, and my opinion, their best.
This is the one podcast where it's like no arguments.
Yeah, nobody saying. I object. Dude.
Everybody's quiet. Like, yeah, you really can't hate on it.
You know what? I'm having a hard time hearing everybody. Just to let you know. So if I'm not commenting off, you don't take it personal because I'm having a hard time hearing some folks.
Okay. You got us on the headphones?
Yeah, I got the headphones on, but I don't think it'll make a difference regardless. But
okay.
But just a note about Organics. I mean, I love the album cover because it's just a fucking black album cover. It just says the Roots in small writing right there, and it's kind of like that's a dope way to just kind of burst onto the scene, And that record is a lot of people still don't even know about Organics. I mean, when they think about the Roots' first album. A lot of people will think it's Do You Want More?
Yeah.
So I still feel, I bought Organics on vinyl, and it's one of my favorite, physical records to own. And as I mentioned in the track before, the Anti-Circle is it might be my favorite Roots song of all time. I mean, I love the energy in that track and Black Dog's verses, and it's a great fucking song. And Organics is something else, man. It's a record that if you don't already own it and you call yourself a Roots fan, you need to have that record.
Yeah, I mean, I had to go back to Organics too, man. I don't think none of us knew that Organics existed until Do You Want More. But Armand, man, we can finish this off with you, man. You know, your favorite or best or both album of the Roots catalog, man.
But I agree with Steve, man. That's like, I don't think you get no better than It Was Double Half-Life. That was like that when that came out, that era of music. It was just, you know, when I hear some of them songs on there right now, it takes me back to being a young boy.
Yeah, man.
You know, and living a good life. You know what I mean? And they kind of infused the kind of jazz sound like Tribe Called Quest had, but it was like more so live music. Like you know, I used to play the drums back in the day in church. So when I saw Questlove playing the drums in the video, I was like, man, I was already feeling it. You know what I mean? Because it was a little different. Like they had a live band. You know, so it was like they kind of keep up the jazzy type music with the lyrics, and they wasn't corny. You know what I mean? They was like nice. You know, so I like to go with LL Half. Like I remember I was in middle school when that came out. So I was very impressed as a young boy. And it's crazy. I'm thinking about what type of music I was listening to in middle school compared to my student, and what type of music they listened to. And I was black.
Yeah. And you got a lot of you got a little distortion in the background, man. I don't know. You probably be cleaning the classroom.
No, actually, I just left. I got in the car.
Is that me with the distortion in the background or Armand?
Distortion to static, sing. Drum roll. I think that's Armand. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad. You know, I was just leaving my classroom for everybody out there. Don't know. I'm getting ready for class tomorrow. My students come back on Monday, so I'm out cleaning up my class and getting all my stuff ready. It's gonna be like a military inside there. And you know what? When I'm in my classes, I'll be playing like Roots instrumentals. I'll be playing like Premier instrumentals and like Pete Rock. So I'll be carrying on the culture while we in class.
That's dope, man.
Beautiful.
That's dope.
Beautiful.
I wish I had a teacher like that, man.
Oh man.
They don't even know. They don't even know.
All right,
speaking of Roots instrumentals, it's interesting because a lot of groups are releasing the all instrumental album of a lot of their records nowadays, which I love. I love that they're doing that. But for some reason, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't know of any Roots records where they release the instrumental. I mean, of course, on the singles, on the 12-inch of a record or a CD single or tape back in the day, then you might have the instrumental, on the B-side or whatever, but I don't think they've released, like, the Do You Want More instrumentals or the Philadelphia Half-Life instrumentals in full, which they do. I've been seeing it for, like, groups like The Far Side and a lot of groups that are coming out now that you'll find their records, like, on undergroundhiphop.com or something, because they know that a lot of cats are trying to, freestyle over those beats or write to those beats, and it's pretty dope to have the full instrumental album. But BC, do you know of any full Roots albums, all instrumental, that have been released?
The Roots Come Alive. I don't know if y'all remember that. That came out like around 2000, and they had a couple instrumentals on there. Yeah, but it was more so just like scattered tracks that weren't on albums.
Okay.
Yeah. So to answer your question, not really.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and that's on that note, Come Alive is a dope record because everyone talks about how amazing the Roots are live, and they're kind of they're worldwide known for their live shows. So to release a live record like that was dope, and they also had a couple studio tracks on there which weren't on any of the other albums, which are ill tracks.
Word up. So before we swing to the next,
what's the real quick? What's the Roots album with? Remember the joint I was telling you about, B, with Blue on there? I can't remember the name of the album, but it got like John Legend on there and Blue.
Oh yeah, that's
I can't remember the title.
The social album.
That's sad that I don't know.
Like when they were.
Yeah, that's damn.
The Wake Up.
Wait, what was the question? What track is off of that album?
They got John Legend doing it again. They're like, doing it again. And they got the John with Blue when he's talking about the day, and the John.
How I Got Over.
Remember this album?
How I Got Over.
How I Got Over.
Yeah.
That's How I Got Over.
Yeah.
Yo, one instrumental on that album. I don't know if it's number track 7. If they play it for like 25 seconds and then stop and go to the next track, I'm like, why did they rap over this beat?
Oh yeah, like the little excerpt joints.
Go listen to track 7, and it's like, yo, I be trying to knock it in my car, but it come off like with like 23 seconds, and then go to another song. They just totally wasted the beat, just wasted it, and moved on. Like that's crazy. So their beats are like stupid.
We'll try to find that now. We can show everybody. It's probably like because you know. Oh, it's Dillitude. It was
Dillitude. Yup. You got it. I forget the name of it.
That's a throwaway, man.
That's amazing.
As we roll on, man. So
I got one question. Fellas. How come when you hear hip hop artists, rappers, whatever, how come when they choose beats to freestyle over, you don't hear a lot of Roots beats being used?
I don't know. That's weird.
That's a good question.
You know, and like their beats, I rarely hear a Roots album where the beats aren't awesome. So how come artists don't use them?
I think for the same reason why you don't hear that Black Thought is the best MC ever. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's just exposure in a certain lane of hip hop.
Yeah.
You know, they forget about the Roots when it's battle time.
Yeah.
The Roots are kind of forgotten when it comes to that.
But then Black Thought can come into any cipher and eat anybody. Hands down.
Right? Have them for lunch.
Hands down, any cipher, anybody. And you know, I would say 2 artists that I think can go into any cipher and eat anybody is Black Thought and Redman. Anybody.
Yeah.
You know, so
for no night, for no nap.
That's it. Nothing.
Hey, we're gonna get on our Black Thought segment a little later in the show.
Oh man.
So save your Black Thought comments.
Damn, bro.
All right, man. So let's go to this question. So, was the potential reached? Was the Roots potential reached? And what do you guys think their legacy is at the end of the day?
I think their potential was reached because they global. Like they on what show they on at night? Not
Jimmy Kimmel,
Fallon?
Jimmy Fallon.
They on Jimmy Fallon now. Like so it's like it don't get no better than that, man. You like that's like back in the 80s. I was like, here's Johnny. They're on that time now. It's Johnny Carson time. So they actually made it. But they still can they got the Roots picnic in Philly every year. Now that's branching out now.
Yeah.
It ain't going to be just in Philly no more.
Right.
You know, I heard they be going to Tokyo, London, selling out. So I think it did reach. But what I don't get is how in Philadelphia, I don't think that they're as appreciated from the rap culture in Philadelphia as they are around the world. Because you can go, like, I remember I was teaching GED classes, so some of these kids was like 25, 27. And he's like, who? They Black Thought. They're like, Black Thought. And Roots, they like blew him off.
I'm like, you're
like,
failed.
I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Y'all, that's why y'all, never mind, you know. But go ahead.
Yeah.
don't say it, Armand.
So I'll go. I feel like the potential was definitely reached as a group. Questlove, yes. Black Thought, no. Black Thought potential was not reached, in my opinion. But as a group, yes. And I feel like to double down on that Black Thought statement, I just mean that as that he had a period where he could have put out some solo material when he really had the underground's ear and pulse. If I stand corrected, I think it was like that 98, 99, 2000 era where, like, you know, I think it was like it was rumored that he had an album called Hardware.
Yeah.
And it was on Amazon at one point. You could